Everybody, we are back. It is Safe to Watch Favorites Podcast, Favorites Channel, Favorites Everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, make sure you hit up the homage here. Get the QR code first. Hit the QR code. Boom, on homage. Then you get the Mendoza shirt or any Raiders gear for 15% off. All right, guys. So make sure you guys check that out and support the channel that way. And also make sure you hit up the Tapedontlie store and support the channel that way as well. So really hope you guys enjoy this episode, because today we're starting off with a little bit of camp battles. A tiny bit of camp battles, right? We're doing a little bit of camp battles. I'm trying to get this camera more. This is how off we are. Oh, I got to get my camera straight. So, yeah. So, we're doing camp battles. We're starting off with the guards. All right. So, we're doing Spencer Burford and JPJ. This is not a matchup. So, we just save the comments. If you get in the comments, you're like, oh, these guys aren't facing off a guard. Make sure I said that this is not a matchup. This is just looking at who has a chance to be the starting guards. Okay. So we're doing left guard, right guard. You know what I mean? And this could be left guard, right guard next week. Okay. So just make sure you put that.
It's also one of those things too, where like if you're a WWE fan, this is like one of those like every man for himself, like the four-way man, every man for himself type of battles. Because let's be honest, like JPJ has experience playing both guard spots. Burford has experience playing both guard spots. Meredith obviously can play center or guard, and I think he's played both guard spots too. And Caleb Rogers versatile too. So there really could be any combination of these four guys. So I think that's kind of how we're going to attack the guards from to get on the jump on these training camp battles. Is just do two guys at a time, not necessarily like you said head to head. Well, we'll get into the head to head guys a little bit later, I guess down the road.
Yeah. Good point. All right. So really nothing else going on in Raider land. I mean, Mendoza was on the Max Crosby show, but that was a pretty cool watch. But other than that, I don't know if you saw that, Matt, but
I've not checked that out yet. I'll check that out tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty cool watch there. I'm talking, just talking ball, getting to know each other basically. And then, but nothing else besides that. I mean, it's dead season.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem cool that like those two guys are kind of hitting it. They seem to hit it off or have some sort of relationship already, because obviously Max Crosby is going to be the leader of the defense, and at some point Mendoza is going to be the leader of the offense. We just don't know when. So is nice to see a couple guys that just met each other a few months ago starting to build some chemistry, build a little relationship in the downtime.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the guards here. Guards, it's a guard day. We're talking about offensive linemen here. There was some fancy suggestions for the Discord. They wanted us to do like summer scouting and stuff like that, but I've done so much summer scouting. It's kind of tapped out. So I feel like this is a good idea. We must start camp battles. Camp is going to come upon us really quickly anyways. I feel like quicker than we think. So Spencer Burford versus JPJ. Matt, tell us a little bit about JPJ, what you saw on film, and what you liked. What's your thoughts on JPJ after watching?
JPJ, he's frustrating because it's like you watch one game, it'll look like he's like got like Pro Bowl potential, and then you'll watch another, and it'll just look like he's lost out there. And I mean, that's kind of the JPJ experience. The thing that's frustrating for me is if I had to pick two things for him to work on this offseason or going into this season, the first would be pad level and being consistent with it. And the reason why that's frustrating is if you followed this channel for the last, I guess, 2 years now, and I feel like that's like the number one thing we've been talking about with JPJ, like going back to his days as a prospect, where he's great when he can keep his pads down. You can see that natural strength and athleticism kind of take over, and he can move people and be a force in the run in pass pro and whatnot. But he's so inconsistent with it, and there's so many times where he just stands straight up out of his stance and he just gets dominated, and he should not be getting physically dominated for how big and strong he is. So that's just like one of the biggest things that's frustrating. And the other thing is hands. Like his hands are kind of all over the place right now. Like a lot of times he'll get caught with them down, or he'll get caught with them too wide, and kind of gives up his chest. And he's not that long. He's only got like I think when I looked it up, let me see if I still have it up. I think it's like 32.25 inch arms, which is a little bit it's going to be on the shorter side. So when you're not, we've talked about this a lot with offensive linemen and defensive linemen, when you're not super precise with your hands and you don't have long arms, like you can't recover quite as well. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I've noticed for him. It's just keeping his power with him, like keeping everything in a tight and closed space, especially with his hands, and then on top of it too, keep his base underneath him and keeping that low pad level, because that's the biggest key to me for him. Like we'll see on a handful of these run blocking clips, like every single one that's bad, almost every single one that's bad, he's high. Almost every single one that he's good, he's low. Not rocket science to figure out what the problem is on that one. So he's just an interesting guy to me, where it's just like, when is it going to click? When is he going to all put it together? And if he does, he can be really a damn good player. I mean, there's a reason why he was getting a first round buzz a few years ago. Hasn't yet. At the end of the day, part of that's probably playing in 2 offenses in 2 years and for 2 offensive line coaches. But no, it's not changing anytime soon. Again, now it has a new O-line coach, that's a new offensive coordinator, and playing in a new offense this year again too. So that is the other thing too. Is like a lot of the clips I picked here are going to be. I think every run clip is going to be a zone run, just because obviously we know that's going to be better, so we can get a good idea of where he's at. Because at first, when I first started watching him, I'm like, I had some doubts on how he's going to fit in the outside zone scheme. And then as I watched a little bit more, he actually had some like good outside zone blocks, which again just speaks to the nature of he's just inconsistent at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I mean, that is kind of funny. It's like, it's really the same kind of issues that he had coming out of college, man. I mean, it's really no different than, what you described. And there's just a lot of highs. There's a lot of lows at this point, right? So he's just inconsistent. He's got to become that consistent player that we all expected him to be, right? Because like I said, there's some weeks where he looks great. There's some weeks he looks awful, and because basically, I mean, that's Spencer Burford right now. It's a great transition, because that's what Spencer Burford is. Spencer Burford has been that inconsistent guy his whole career. Because it's funny, I was looking at his PFF stats and I was like, I know he had a real bad 2023, but this year I was like, oh, okay, so there are some good games in here, right? But it's like, it's really you have to hide him. You have to hide him. Because he can run block pretty well. Like, he's not a bad run blocker.
Gotcha.
He runs blocks pretty well, right? So with that he can run block decent. I mean, he has high pad level problems too. Like his reach block, he gets too high on his reach block. So like against better defensive linemen, his technique is pretty good. Other than his, I would say high pad level, he has pretty good technique even in pass protection. You see the technique is just one. There's a couple things wrong with Burford. Let me start here. One, he's 300 pounds, which I didn't know. I didn't realize that he is 300 pounds, okay, playing guard in the NFL. So that is already, to me, a red flag. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. So this is a lean guy. He's a lean lineman, right? So he doesn't get a lot of push in the run game. Like, you're not gonna, like, I have a couple nice blocks, got a couple of open space against some like corners and stuff like that, but like, you're gonna see like it looks good at first, because I think he has pretty good technique with like how he comes off the ball and those things. His pad level is high because he is 6'4", so he's got to get his pad level down. But it's just, you could tell like it gets about 2 yards and the dude just like tosses him, right? Because he can't keep that strength. And then it starts to happen in pass protection. I didn't get really the bull rushes in, but like Dexter Lawrence is pushing him around a little bit, and sometimes he can get caught up in stunts a little bit, but I think he's a smart guy, though. You can tell that he understands the outside zone system really well. You can tell that he knows exactly what they want to do in the wide zone system. That's why I feel like that he has an advantage over these other guys. That's really what he has, and I think honestly it's gonna look good in practice. Like it's really good. It's gonna be hard for somebody to take him out in practice. Like this is the more I watched this, I was like, this guy. Because he messed up like maybe a couple stunts, but like he did pretty well in the stunts and stuff like that too. So they're gonna feel comfortable with this guy because he understands the wide zone system. He gonna know where to go. He doesn't make mistakes really. It's just he just doesn't have the play strength to play inside. He's like, you're a center, bro. Like you're 6'4". I mean, he's Dylan Parham, really, but Parham is better. Parham's better than that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Parham's a better player, but like he's literally like a poor man's Dylan Parham. So it's like, kind of the same guard, but you always gonna have that issue where, and his
you're gonna scare a lot of people off by calling him a poor man's Dylan Parham.
That's what that's what I'm gonna tell you.
Because we just watched Dylan Parham be nothing more than an average starter for 4 years and not get any better, and you're telling me he's worse than that? Yeah. The thing that you say that scares me, and I 100% agree with you, is the fact that like he's going to look good in practice because he's going to be in the right spot, right? Like he knows the system. Like he's a guy that the coaches can trust. And I don't mean to knock a guy before he even takes a snap for the Raiders, but let's be honest. The guys that you want on the field are the guys that have a future on the team. A guy like a Jackson Powers-Johnson, a Caleb Rogers. Those are the two guys that you want to win this job. And it worries me that like Spencer Buford knows this offense so well that he's just going to be in the right spot and be dependable and could very well be the week 1 starter. How that goes from there remains to be seen, but that's what worries me is like about this battle. And who knows, maybe he figures it out and puts it all together in Las Vegas, but
yeah,
we'll see. That remains to be seen. That's what worries me is like this is a dude who the Niners benched him. Like he was signed for like a $3.5 million deal. Obviously the Raiders aren't that hot on him. And if he's your starting guard, like to begin the season, like it's just not the ideal situation. The ideal situation is the young guys that are starting to me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Cause when he really gets in trouble is when they get in it's like a third down. It's pure pass down. That's when you get scared. Like you're like, oh, okay, is he going to hold up? But he doesn't have like a play action backing him a little bit, or like the fear of the run, like because the Niners run the ball a lot, so it's 2nd and 6, and they're in shotgun. You're still worried about McCaffrey enough, right? Where you're not going to just hit that gap, shoot that gap, right? But that's when it becomes a problem with him, and when it's third down, and that's when you see him get beat. But like like I said, if you have the running game, like you can hide him though. So that's what Shanahan did. Shanahan did a really good job of hiding him, but you just can't hide him for too long. It's gonna
at some point they're gonna find him. Yeah, as long as you can stay on schedule offensively, you'll be all right. But obviously, as we know, that doesn't happen.
You're down 17-7 in the third quarter. I don't know, man. It's Kirk Cousins. It's I don't know. It's gonna be there just might be Thule just might start teeing off. They put Thule right there at the 3 tech, and he's just having some fun. That's the problem. But yeah, he's serviceable though. Like it was better than I thought it was going to be, and that's what kind of bothered me most.
Yeah, for sure.
It was better than I thought it would be. But anyways,
yeah. I mean, serviceable. I guess we'll take. But again, I don't know. I'm curious to see what the tape looks like.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's just do it Burford because people have seen JPJ. We haven't really dove into Burford yet, so let's do that. Perfect. All right, so let's get into some Burford. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of outside zone because I'll show you what he looks like in power later on. All right. So like I was talking about, he has good get off. I mean, he comes out a little high, but you can see the get off is good, right? He has good get off, right? And then this is a little bit of what I'm talking about, the second level, right? He gets to the second level, right? I mean, he still is the higher man here, and you kind of see he's fully standing up, right? But you see, like, he's athletic too. He can get up to second level really quickly. Mm-hmm. But and like even it's not even like bad hand placement. You can see like he does a good job of getting his hands under there too. But look how high his pad level is, right? Yeah. And this guy's kind of just like he's now able to really land that block, even though it's kind of outside of the play. And that guy's he's able to get into the tackle. So like this is everything looks good. Like boom, you're like, oh, this is nice. And they're like, oh, okay. He gets no push on I don't know how big that linebacker is, but
has problems finishing reps.
Yeah, basically. All right, here's another one. Now, see this one. It to me is a little bit of McCaffrey, right? Is when you have a great running back, because you can see here just with the high paddle. Look how Billings has him, right?
Yeah.
Now he's in the right spot though. He's running the wide zone correctly where it allows McCaffrey to read it. Like Billings is kind of a little bit, and he's in control, but McCaffrey does a good job of setting up these linebackers at the second level and hitting it up a little bit. That's just a great run, to be honest. But he did enough, right? Like he's holding enough, and he's in the right spot. But like, that I mean, I think there's a cut back here that maybe McCaffrey thought about.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have. You see this guy? He's playing the cutback because he knows, how far Burford's going. So if he hits that cutback, he's ready to shed it. And I think you can see kind of McCaffrey kind of take that step. That's just a great run by him. He set that block up. He helped Burford out a lot.
Yeah.
All right, next one here. Now we get a little bit of pancake on this one. but kind of tell he kind of got a little bit of help from big ass Trent.
Yeah, that's the other thing that can help, having a Hall of Fame left tackle next to you.
Yeah. It's funny. His best game was without Trent. It's funny.
Huh,
Get a little pancake here on that one. Get a little pancake action. Give some props for that.
there we go.
I just want to say,
Finish.
Christian McCaffrey is great. This is a great running back. You guys already saw it in the previous play. All the films like that. All right. I put on Trent Williams on accident here, but here's Burford on a double team on Dexter Lawrence here. It's probably one of his better blocks here,
Okay.
but this is what I'm saying. Like it looks good at first. It's always like you see with this double team, right?
Yeah.
Good push there, right? Get to the second level. Like this is exactly what you want. Like, you know, we talk about like guys getting second level late and these last 2 years.
Yeah.
He doesn't do stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
a good block.
That's a good combo block. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
And if you struggle to finish, like one way to overcome that is having a lot of combos because you have help.
All right, so here's another one against the Rams here. And like I said, you even see him with his hands, right? His hands, like look at his hands. Like he make sure he gets his hands inside. Like I said, his pad level is too high, but you see everything's perfect, right? Like, oh, this is a great rep, right here, boom, like good hands, movement. He's doing a reach block. He's got his helmet in the right spot. Everything looks great, but he can't control Kobe Turner, right? He just can't. Kobe Turner just sheds him, and here comes Turner getting the tackle. So that's like the issue. It's just the play strength. He's just with the high pad level mixed in. It's not gonna work. He's got to get lower, which I don't know if that's gonna happen at this point. You know.
Yeah.
So here's another good example here. Like he's in the right spot, great block. Now this ends up being a great play because they win the rest of it, and like I think Billings doesn't worry about shedding here. He's just trying to push the line here.
Reset the line.
Yeah, he's just trying to reset the line, and because he's getting kind of dominated here, right? But but like I said, it's just the get off and everything is where it needs to be. Even had a little bit better pad level here. Like he's not disrupting the play. But he lost that rep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you guys remember my analogy that I brought up with Trey Zune versus the speed bump versus the stop sign.
Yeah.
This is speed bump tape.
Exactly. So this is what and this is what you were talking about earlier, Matt, when he gets into the combo blocks here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like he gets really a lot of movement because like he has a technique for it. So when he gets some help, you see the movement he's getting on Billings, right? And they're able to keep pushing. Right, and he gets a little finish there. See, that's why this film just kind of frustrated me as well. I was like, oh man, this guy's starting.
Again, hope somebody else steps up, but
let's go somebody else because this is another great example, right, of just a play string because he has another combo block here on the outside zone here, right? Little splits outside zone. He's got a good combo block, right? But you see here, like he just gets shoved.
Yeah.
By Billings here, right? It's just you don't want your offensive line getting shoved like this. Like you just don't want this happening. This is not a good him getting shoved. But like McCaffrey's just so good. Because watch McCaffrey. And then you see his athleticism. Though. Look at running with McCaffrey.
Yeah, he can move. He can scoot.
But McCaffrey's just. When I was watching this, like how did McCaffrey even get? Look at this. Look at this. Just nasty, bro. Look at this. It's disgusting. Keeping his feet in bounds. Nasty.
It's rare.
That's why I say sometimes the running back makes the line, bro. Sometimes the running back makes the line. He does. All right. So just another one. Him out in space. I think he does a pretty good job here. He gets a nice little block there.
Yeah,
kind
of pancake.
Yeah, nice little pancake, but he kind of runs into McCaffrey there, but gets a good block there.
Nice.
All right. So what you don't want him doing though is pulling because you're going to see here he's going to go 1-on-1 here with Jared Verse. He's no longer on the team.
That's Byron Young.
That's Byron Young. Okay.
Yeah, that's not even the better edge defender. Rams at defender.
Right. And you just see like it's just nothing there. He's not getting anything. Like it's just, you know, So you can't really pull him either that much. So it's like it has to be outside zone with him for him to feel real comfortable. Keep it real here. All right. So here is a pass protection. Let's talk about like the technique is pretty good in pass protection. Like good job. I mean, he's going against a linebacker, of course, right? So it's not really it's just it's, of course, defense rookie of the year, but good linebacker. But you see the technique is there. Like you use that better, a little bit better pad level here. It's a good job holding up there. Make sure Purdy gets that pass off right there. I don't get why Brandon Ayuk does not want to play this team. I don't understand.
It might be a Chandler Jones situation. I don't know.
A little bit. All right. So even in this one, like I said, good get off, understanding where he needs to be in pass protection. Now, like I said, good hand placement, maybe a little too high, almost a little grab. But you kind of see that like for some reason, like he's great in space, but like his feet, like lateral, like his feet movement. You could probably describe this a lot better than me, Matt. But it's just he's just slow with his feet. You know what I mean? Like it's just
his feet are stuck in cement. Like he's moving his upper body, but he was not moving his feet, or he's not moving with his lower body. Like he's just leaning.
Yeah, because if you see, like if they're setting up a stunt, like he does a good job of hanging with it and seeing it. That's what he's intelligent, but you kind of just see that you could see the flaws a little bit. I mean, even when it's a good rep, you could see something that maybe could be exposed. Now, this is a nice rep against Thibodeau, but you could also see like he was kind of in rush mode. Just a good job of just kind of pushing up the pocket a little bit or down the pocket.
Yeah,
but it's just the feet are so slow. He just did a good job of covering on that one, but
looks like a rare offensive lineman who might be fast but not quick.
Right,
it's a decent get off, I'd say.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the get off is good. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So like it's a good get off. He's right. He's in the right position. Great hand placement. But you even see here, right? With they're trying to do a stun here, but then Thibodeau's like, I can just run through this guy. Just gets his hands on his chest. You just see him kind of get pushed back there a little bit. Leads in interception.
Thibodeau either says that, or I don't want to try and run through Trent Williams' chest.
Smarter move.
He's like, the Hall of Famer or the guy that's starting because of injuries.
All right, and this is one of his better ones, but like I said, it's to get off him understanding, just having great hand placement, but you can still kind of see that the feet are just kind of slow because I feel like if he had better feet, he'd be able to stay in front of him a little bit better than this.
Yeah,
he didn't have to end up doing like a kind of tossing him a little bit because it's more about him just kind of overpowering a little bit, and that's Thibodeau. Go ahead.
I was going to say part of that's tied to the pad level. Like it's easier to change directions when you're low and have your base underneath you versus lock kneed or standing straight up.
Yeah, exactly. But you can tell like this is like a second down rep, right? Because they're kind of worried about McCaffrey a little bit.
Yeah.
You're up there now. All right. A couple more here. This isn't a bad rep either. It was him kind of. I mean, like I said, he's a smart player. You can tell he's kind of looking for a stunt here. This guy goes inside.
Yeah,
you can tell he's looking for that, right? You can even see it a little bit with his eyes. He's trying to make sure that guy doesn't run a stunt. And he does a good job of working with his other offensive line. But then you see here at the end, like it's just he can't hold that block too long. Guy just ends up tossing him.
Yeah.
Pretty making a play there, trying to make a play. But then at times, of course, I put in the wrong guy again. He just goes a little bit of a turnstile. Like you get a little cross shot there. It is right around him, but you got to see this slow feet a little bit there. You really see it.
Yeah.
Boom, cross shot. Nope. And I'm talking about this. These are more like a little bit. I mean, this one ends up being a play action, but you kind of see how 93. Once he gets inside him and he doesn't win that hand fight originally, like it's basically he's just toast.
Yeah,
he just went right around him, easy. Didn't even get 61 a chance to come give him help.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that is Spencer Burford. Like I said, it's not going to be the greatest, but he's smart. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that's what, it's the same way I felt about Alex Kappa when I watched Kappa film. I was like, oh, this guy's too smart for me. I don't like how smart you are.
I'll say that was better than what we saw from Alex Kappa last year.
Yeah.
Because Alex Kappa would point it out and he'd still get beat.
Great point there.
But it's like you said, the fact he can pick up stunts and the fact that you can trust him to be in the right spot and at least like execute it, that's going to win him some favors with the coaching staff, especially since he already has a little bit of a relationship with Kubiak, having spent 2023 together with the Niners. So he definitely has a leg up, and I understand why he's going into training camp as a starter, especially when, at some point you want Fernando Mendoza to take over and you want to make sure you give the best five up front for him. But hopefully somebody else has a good camp and kind of beats him out, because that I wasn't actually inspired by those cutups.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't inspiring. It was like,
yeah,
you're too smart. Like, all right. Why can't you be bad and stupid? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Why can't you make this easier on me and just let me brush you off?
Like, why you're always in the right spot, man. It's you're picking up.
Can we get a couple misassignments over there so I can ding you for that too, or something? Just one every now and again.
This is why Burford doesn't come on our show, because we're like this. All right, Matt, let's get into some JPJ. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna start with the negatives in the running game. Admittedly, this first clip is kind of like out of place just from the other ones. I just kind of threw it in there because it is a rough rep, and also this is I think it's Kyrus Tonga, who signed with the Chiefs in the offseason. So this is a guy that JPJ is probably going to see a lot if he ends up starting this season. And Tonga gave him some trouble. Like you'll see in this one, does a pretty good job or the D tackle does a good job of like slanting into that A gap and beat him across the face. And then this kind of sets the stage where the pad level, like, let's see, I mean, he's like, there might be a little bit of bend because he's moving his knees. That's about it. And he's catching, and that ends up leading to the tackle. Yeah. Ends up giving up the tackle anyway, even though he's grabbing on for dear life. So yeah, that one was the one that's a little bit more of a unique circumstance, but the rest of these would be a common theme. Now this one's not terrible, but he basically just he has a good get off. This is part of the frustrating part with JPJ and his pad level, because he has a good get off, and like initially he does fine, right? Like he's getting off the ball and like he's in a decent spot, but he loses because the other man's lower and just gets reset in the backfield. Now the other part of the problem is the guy you brought up before, Dylan Parham, is also getting his ass kicked. But ideally, we'd cut this guy off on the backside of this outside zone, and then even with Parham getting beat, Genty has a lane up the middle to attack, but he doesn't. And instead, JPJ is just part of the problem. Ends up bumping into to Genty. Yeah. This Patriots game was rough. You guys,
I know. I remember. I charted this game, man. I remember. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Again, this one's where he just more than anything just exposes his chest. Like this one I'm talking about with his wide and late hands. Like Barmore just does a better job of shooting his hands and getting to his chest, like right in here. You can see like Barmore's hands inside and on his chest. And on top of it too, like he's not exactly great pad level either. Yeah. I mean, not in a good spot. And I mean, he just gets tossed aside. And let me tell you this, Barmore is not a great run defender, which is frightening a little bit.
No, he's not.
No. I think this one's basically the same one again. This one's just going against Tonga, who again signed with the Chiefs. I know this is more like that.
This is Tonga destroyed this whole game. I remember this shit, bro.
It's the same thing. I mean, he's catching wide hands, like right. We're shooting wide. I think part of the problem is that's the technique they were taught with James Craig. So that was his rookie year. And on top of it, just standing straight up. I think maybe a little false step here too. Yeah, not too bad. It's more of a bucket step, but still.
This is how I know the offensive line is just gonna be better, because watching the Niners offensive line just play, and those guys are really not even that good, especially like against the Bears.
You mean we won't have guys like stepping inside of each other?
Yeah. Like what is that? what is happening? Jesus.
5 defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders in the backfield chasing Genty.
Go.
Okay, we're good.
Mhm.
All right, and then this one was just more of a second level block. He had a few like nice second level blocks, but again, it's just a consistency issue. To me, I think this is what you're talking about a little bit with guys just being late to get up to the second level. Like he to me is a little too slow off the ball, and on top of it, I think he takes a little bit too steep of an angle, and all of that results on him just having his head on the wrong side, where Bolton's able to beat him inside and beat him into that A gap, and he ends up making the tackle. I mean, I think he makes the tackle here on Genty.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Even if this wasn't, that should be a hold.
Yeah, it is a hold.
Yeah. So again, second level is just another area of inconsistency, but it's the same issue. And then coupled with some troubles on the angles, like you see on this one too. Again, his angles just coming up to the second level are a little bit too steep. Like he gives Singleton like a two-way go here, and then Singleton just kind of beats him inside.
Yeah.
And on top of it too, like again, standing straight up, and this is what I was just talking about with Burford. When you're low, you can change directions and stay in front of this guy. When you're standing up and like you can kind of see, like you can't see JPJ's feet right here behind through Singleton because his base is so narrow. He just gets beat in space, especially when you're at an athletic deficit going up against the linebacker.
Yeah. And if he made that block, everybody would have a nice run by Genty too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. One-on-one with the safety. Yeah. Yeah. Broncos game was another tough one. It ended up being JPJ's last game of the year.
Yeah.
But moving on to the positive. See, this is what I'm talking about a little bit with the climbing to the second level. Now, granted, it's a little bit different with the combo block, but this is a great combo block by Meredith and JPJ. Get some movement on the defensive tackle. About 3 yards of displacement before he comes off and picks up Spillane. And then just kind of widens Spillane outside the hash. We just got a few other problems up front.
Yeah.
And Dylan Parham making an appearance. But from JPJ's standpoint, that was a pretty good combo block. And just the pad level was a lot better. Another good one here. This one, I will say, his pad level's not great. But he can kind of get away with it, too, because it's more the combo. And he does a great job at getting that shoulder turn and using this like post arm. He's using his inside arm to kind of move that defensive tackle and allow Glaze to kind of take that over and just picks up the linebacker. Now, it's not as great on the second level on this one.
Yeah.
But I do like that he's at least getting a hat on a hat. This play also just pissed me off because this is one of the rare instances where 4 offensive linemen do their job for the Raiders last season. Like Parham and Meredith also getting some push on the combo block, and then Stone Forsythe just gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy, that was last year's O-line. That bringing up PTSD.
Yeah, a little bit.
Stone Forsythe's getting stoned in the backfield by Samson Ubakam.
Yeah, exactly.
Now this one gets a little bit of an advantage because he's going up against Laiatu Latu, who's a DN playing D tackle in this situation. Must have been like a third down situation maybe. But one of the things I liked about him, about JPJ on this rep, is one, his pad level is still not great, but it's better. We have a little bit more knee bend, and I thought he did pretty good using like I don't know the technical terms, so step in, Marcus, if you know what it is.
Yeah.
But basically, this like it just turns into like a club or like a long arm technique for an offensive lineman, and you can see just widens him and gives Genty that nice lane to run through.
Yeah, it's a nice block.
So this is something too that I kind of would like to see him flush out a little bit more because I think he was a lot better and a lot faster with his hands when he was using this type of technique. And on top of that, too, one arm's longer than two, so that can help him overcome having a little bit shorter arms for the position. Yeah. And as we can see, he's got plenty of strength to get some movement.
Yeah, he had a damn good game against the Colts. Remember this?
Yeah, this was a good one. Another nice combo block. This is that same kind of technique. Obviously, again, gets a little bit more help with the combo in this time. But this is against a bigger defender too. That same thing. Like just uses his inside arm as that post arm. And again, Glaze gives him some help and just controls the dude.
Yeah.
Gives Genty that nice little cut back lane on that little mid zone concept, it looks like. But again. And he also has really good placement with it where like you'll see it here. He like gets it right on the shoulder so he can control the dude and keep him within his reach. I think Genty got like 5 or 6 on that one. This one I really love, partially because it's against Grover Stewart, so we're against a lot better competition. But on top of it, too, like the pad level and the base were, again, still has room for improvement. Like Chris Stewart's still lower than him. You can see his head kind of snap back a little bit on this, but it's better. And again, this is where you see that nice wide base at point of contact where his strength starts to take over because he's trying to reach Stewart, and he's at a little bit of a disadvantage with Stewart playing that 2-eye technique. He doesn't quite get the hip flip. Like I'd like to see him maybe kind of flip his hips and seal Stewart so that Genty has that lane to run through. But what I do like that he does, he recognizes, hey, I can't seal him, so I'm just going to turn it into a drive block. I mean, he gets about 5 yards of push on that one. Let's Genty get a nice little 5-yard gain. So there were moments to believe in him last year. Next one, this one's going to be a reach block, but this one he's actually going to get to the outside shoulder on 95 here. And again, see a little bit of the athleticism on this one again to reach a guy that's playing an outside technique, and on top of it, it's not the best position. It kind of gets in an awkward spot, but I do like that he gets a hat on this linebacker too. Where if we had, I think this one was on Genty. I don't think he read this one correctly. I don't know what it looked like from the sideline view, but to me, like he has a lane, and that's a big part of that is because JPJ gets a seals the 3 technique inside, and then on top of it gets a hat on the linebacker.
Yeah.
Although I think he did get 7 on that one, so can't knock Genty too much on it. Now getting into pass, bro. Again, let's start with the bats. We end on a high note. Same kind of thing. Just kind of exposes his chest, like on this one, like especially against a veteran guy like Buckner. Like you'll see, right? Same kind of thing. His hands are low, like Buckner's hands are here. JPJ's hands are down by his knees. And then Buckner just gets his hands to his chest, is able to do that little push-pull technique, push-pull move.
Yep.
Win around the edge.
Veteran move right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's a guy that's been doing this for a decade and at a high level. We'll say, though, nice ball by Gino and a nice little catch there by Genty.
I know. I was all excited to start the game. I was excited.
Right? See on this one, too. This one's not as bad, but he just, like, in pass pro, sometimes he's so soft with his hands. Like, this one, he just kind of telegraphs his punch, and, like, instead of just striking, he's, like, waiting for, like, the perfect time, and then 92 Gallimore just kind of hand swipes him, and wins around the inside edge. That was another thing I noticed. Is sometimes he's too timid with his hands.
Not the Chiefs game.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. Okay. I'm gonna be real with you guys to give you guys a fair warning. These are going to get progressively worse against Chris Jones. First one's not terrible, but I think it's the same thing. Like hands down, like you see, like Jones has his hands up. Jones gets his hands up, ready for the fight faster than JPJ does.
Yeah,
and he just gets into his chest. And I mean, Chris Jones wins that rep. It's not a pressure because Gino gets the ball out as soon as he hits to the top of his drop. But trust me, these are going to get ugly soon. Let's see. I think this is basically the same thing, but just a worse result. Oh, yeah. So this time, Jones doesn't try to go through his chest. You can see, like, he's just, again, right hand's down. He does get the left hand down.
Yeah.
Or the left hand up. But, I mean, he doesn't land it on the chest or anything. Actually, he's still late with the left hand, too. And Jones just wins. When you're not long, and I don't know what Jones's arm length is, but I'm sure it's better than 32.25 inches. You got to be precise, and you got to be on top of it.
Oh man. Oof. Yeah.
I mean, same thing. Way too high, right? No base underneath us. I think Jones caught his hands on this one. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like if you caught,
Yep.
he just
Caught his hands.
Yeah, if Chris Jones catches your hands, I'm pretty sure you're done at that point.
You're done, so yeah. Again, just pushed him right back, walked him straight back into the pocket.
Like it was easy.
That being said, again, we're moments of brilliance for JPJ last year. This I think he did pretty well in pass pro. You see, this one was so much better with his hands. Like he does kind of wind up a little bit, like where he gets wide, and I'd like to see him just go from here and strike, but better and a lot better placement where he's getting to that side of the shoulder, getting to the shoulder and getting his inside or his outside hand on 99's chest here. And it's much better. Also way better with his pad level and way better with his base. sits in the chair right about here and stops the momentum. So again, there is reason for hope. It's just, can he be more consistent? The one thing I did like find pretty impressive, and I mean, you watched this, you watched the O-line more than I did last year, is I thought JPJ did a pretty good job of picking up stunts, recognizing blitzes. Like you'll see on this one, this is a confusing look because the Bears are going to drop this linebacker in coverage and then blitz the safety off the edge, and this like little 5-0 look. But JPJ just does a great job of picking it up, like right, like his first thing. First, he's going to check the linebacker, and then once he sees Sewell drop into coverage here, he like just takes his eyes straight outside and picks up the safety here. Just does a great job widening it. All for Gino to throw a pick. All right, so Marcus, correct me if you think I'm wrong in this one, but one thing I thought that was pretty impressive about JPJ last year is I think he did a pretty good job of picking up stunts and recognizing blitzes. Like this is going to be a pretty tricky look here from the Bears, where Sewell's going to drop into coverage. Might help that they played in college together. So he knows them, and then they're going to blitz the safety off the edge. And what I just like about it is if you watch JPJ's eyes, right, he's first going to eye the linebacker, first going to eye the guy he's lined up across from. And then once he recognizes Sewell dropping, he just does a great job of now taking his eyes outside and then just picks up that safety.
Yeah.
That's where the size comes over and just kind of rides him outside, gives Gino a nice pocket to go throw a pick. Although this is what I love. This is why I kept this. Look at this tackle. Look at that. Look at that. Same near foot, near shoulder. Same foot, same shoulder. Wrapping up. Uncoiling the hips. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple tackles in this one. I think you got the tackle on the other one.
I know. This is what I'm saying. That was like this is one of the best O-line performances, dude. This dude threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah. I like this one a lot too because like I felt like this is something they probably like saw in film and recognized where he's kind of applying it, because if you watch what the Bears do, they're going to pinch the defensive end into the B gap. So normally you'd think something's coming from the outside. You know, either the linebacker's going to blitz or come around, maybe there's a nickel that's going to kind of blitz off the edge. But instead they do that almost like it's like a fake stunt to try and disguise this one, when in reality they're just doing a little DT twist where he's going into the weak A or the strong side A, and then the other D tackle is going to loop around. JPJ just picks it up. So
it's great.
That tells me they kind of expected this and maybe saw this on film.
Yeah,
but good job by him to pick up on that and take what they studied during the week and apply it on Sunday, because especially the way Glaze plays this, because Glaze keeps working inside. So yeah, I think they were looking for it, but I like the pickup and like the awareness from JPJ to catch on to that. All right. Another one here too. And again, like this too, like for the most part, like this is pretty much a normal rush from the D tackle. Like he's not exactly, I mean, he is kind of tacking Glaze's inside shoulder, but he's not exactly like veering off. And then JPJ just sees the action here from Travon Walker, like looping inside. Just quick to pass that off. Nice job passing that off and making sure that guy gets outside to make Glaze's job a little bit easier. Boom, picking up the stunt. So see a little bit of the athleticism in a phone booth on this one.
I mean, that comes with him having a history of playing center too. I think a little bit too as well.
Yeah,
that's why he's
for sure.
Good job at it.
Yeah, a little bit of the mental game. I think it's gonna be the last one here, but just basically another stunt. Yeah. This one I like too because a little bit of eye candy here. Like this can kind of get confusing where they're gonna slant the D tackle into the A gap and then wrap the linebacker around into the B gap. But if you notice, like they're also gonna blitz the nickel here, and he's gonna come into the C gap. So it can kind of like the design here. I'm sure is probably to hope that one of these guys, like this action from the nickel, is gonna catch their eye, and they hesitate to get a free rusher, but JPJ just does a great job of passing that off and then picking up his man, picking up his assignment, and getting the linebacker.
Nice blitz pickup by Ashton Genty too.
Nice, a really good one. Really good pickup. Yeah, scan it.
Just for your quarterback to be super late. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Throw the fucking ball. Sorry.
I had a feeling I was going to give Marcus a little PTSD with the breakdown, showing the O-line and a couple Geno picks.
He was so like, bro, he's wide open. What else are you looking for? Anyways, okay. It was traumatizing. Like, obviously, I'm traumatized, guys. There's a lot of PTSD. We're reviewing these guards. There's gonna be a lot of it. I was very happy to watch the 49ers this week. That's all I'll say. I loved to watch that offense. It was great. It was great. But yeah, I mean, JPJ, I mean, exactly what you saw, man. He's just so inconsistent. It's like it even kind of goes game to game too. It's like he'll have like he'll look great in one game, and the next game he looks like he's terrible. I did not see the Chiefs game coming. You know what I mean? I just didn't see it.
Yeah, I think he played well the week before.
Yeah.
Oh no, but just looking at the PFF grades, he was more solid. But like the 2 weeks before was the Indy game where he looked really good against the run, and then Kansas City came and all of a sudden he forgot how to play football.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah. Part of me wonders too if it's like tied to the injuries, like he can't stay healthy, so that's part of the inconsistency. Like he's probably in some sort of pain or something like that. Where I don't know, maybe he can't. That contributes to the pad level issues or whatnot. But yeah, it's again, it's you see it. You see a guy in one game, like you said, where he looks like a potential Pro Bowler, a perennial Pro Bowler, and then you see like the next week a guy that doesn't belong on the field.
Exactly, it's crazy. That inconsistency game to game is what worries you about him a little bit. But we'll see how he picks up what they want to do on offense. I do think he's a fit for the outside zone, but they just got to figure out where he is health wise and like if he's mentally there too. Because if they have to pick between him and somebody else and he's not there mentally, like I said, I mean Burford's going to be there mentally. We know that, but JPJ has the more talent, so it's going to be a situation like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I can 100% agree with you on that one. It's yeah, for sure. And it's I forget what I was going to say about that, but yeah, it's be an interesting battle because, like you said, I think the talent wise is going to favor JPJ, but the coaches are going to trust. I have a feeling the coaches are going to trust Burford a little bit more, especially at the beginning of camp. So hopefully JPJ puts it all together and maybe he can hold down one of those starting spots because again the high level stuff is impressive. Oh, and the other thing I was going to mention too is like I didn't put it on there because I had enough clips already, but like the blocks in space, kind of like what you were showing a little bit with Burford, like he can do that too. Like there are a handful of plays on screens where you could tell his eyes light up when he sees a DB in his tracks, and he's just like gets that like a bull and like the matador just like wants to go run over and take that dude's head off because he sells out. There was one, I think it was against the Bears, where it was a screen, and he just straight up laid out like full Superman against the DB and put him on the ground. It was pretty funny.
Oh man! All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You had a week off, and we're back. So make sure to subscribe button, subscribe, and of course we'll be back with another camp battle. Probably looking at Caleb Rogers and Jordan Meredith next week. So get ready for that. And of course Friday Night Live will be back this week, guys. So we're back to schedule. You know what I mean? Just take a little break, a little vacation, type of thing. And but we're back. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Peace.